The Trans Am Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by 3-Dimensional Services Group. Prototype production proven. By Pirelli. Power is nothing without control. And by FirstEnergy, the official energy of Trans Am racing at Mid-Ohio.
Hello and a warm welcome to Lexington, Ohio, Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We're here for round 7 of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. It's been an incredible season so far across all the classes. Last year's champions really aren't getting it all their own way. Let's take a look now at some of the highlights of the season so far. Here we go then. Rolling start! Misha Goikenberg under big pressure now from Rafa Matos. Heavy hit into the barriers. Good start from Loshak. Matos taking the checkered flag. Loshak can do nothing about it. No stopping this man. Next up, it's Line Rock. Francis has recovered well. Nicely done. Chris Dyson now leads the TA Championship. He's got Miller on his outside of touch, and Miller goes round. Through, and Matos has also gone out. To the wall goes the 18-year-old. Detroit did not disappoint. What more can you say? Another brilliant win for Chris Dyson in TA, and this is how it stands going into Mid-Ohio. He leads with 138 points. Ernie Francis Jr. on 127, Amy Ruben third, then Simon Gregg and Lawrence Loshak. But it's Ernie Francis Jr. who's Dyson's biggest challenge.
It was a really close gap between me and Chris Dyson, and I think it's going to lead to being an awesome race tomorrow. I think me and Chris both know this track really well. It rewards being technical, and I think it's definitely helping us out.
That said, this is also a good track for Chris Dyson.
It's been competitive all weekend. Ernie and I have just been going back and forth. I think we're actually a little bit more competitive here than we were in Indianapolis, and we're excited to get the number 20 up front.
Well, over the years, the Mid-Ohio circuit has thrown us some excellent racing. Let's take a closer look at this 2.258-mile clockwise circuit going into turn 1. Very fast through there, 4th gear, then into the keyhole turn 2. Got to get a good exit out of here through the kink at 3, and then the first real overtaking opportunity at 4 under braking, then through the S's 5, 6, 7, and 8, then down through Thunder Valley, and the last complex is the carousel. Got to get a good exit out of there onto the main straight into turn 1, and that's a lap of Mid-Ohio. So the grid for the TA race sees Ernie Francis Jr. and Chris Dyson on the front row. Then it's Peterson and Pintaric, Adam Andretti, Amy Ruman, John Bokum, and Kerry Hitt. So then, rolling start, and the advantage is important at the start. It's going to be Ernie or Dyson. Who's going to take it, Jake?
I don't know. I think Ernie's got the advantage being on the right side there, but Dyson's coming on pretty strong.
And a good start from Dyson, but Francis squeezes through under braking and takes the lead here at Mid-Ohio. Dyson slots into second place. Peterson looks as though he's managed to hold on to third. Slight lock-up, I think, by Amy Ruman. And yes, Peterson is there, and Andretti is just ahead of Pintaric. There's Ruman going through in the number 23, all red. And it's going to be Francis Jr. leading them over the strip for the first time. Dyson with work to do, the championship leader.
Yeah, and I think Andretti's pretty hungry as well. He's the second race back this year, first one back in Indy, so I think he's going to going pretty hard as he tries to take over Peterson.
And the Corvette making a very aggressive move. Somebody else locking up just ahead. Was that Dyson locking up? And Andretti side by side out of the exit of 4. Good racing here already here at Mid-Ohio. And Andretti, as you quite rightly point out, is hungry. And now Dyson all over the back of Ernie Francis Jr. A really exciting start to this Mid-Ohio race.
Yeah, I think Andretti's obviously faster than Peterson. He's just that going through the S's there, that's a hard place to pass.
Yeah, there's not that many obvious overtakes here at Mid-Ohio. Obviously into turn 1, the keyhole's another, and then going into turn 4 where we saw Francis Jr. take the lead early on. Now Dyson's starting to wind himself up as he go on board now with the championship leader in the Ford Mustang. Dyson with a brilliant win at Lime Rock, and his confidence has been sky high all season. And now he's going to chase down Ernie Francis Jr., who is definitely on a run himself in terms of the championship. And this would be an important win for his championship hopes as we go back on board with the Cadillac of David Pintarik.
You can definitely see through his front glass that Andretti's probably going to make a move in the keyhole there.
Yeah, we've got 2 really distinctive battles going on. There's the Andretti battle. Here's the Dyson battle for the lead, and Dyson in second place. As here comes David Pintarik. Yep, the beautifully painted and very resplendent and patriotic coloured Cadillac of Pintarik. And now Francis Jr. doing a really good job of holding off this man in the Ford Mustang, Chris Dyson. Dyson, though, has got to be careful. He can't be over-aggressive. He has that championship lead, and he doesn't want to give too many points away to Ernie Francis Jr., but it's going to be tough to overtake here.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I know Dyson's thinking of is I want to get up there. I want to get his back bumper, but I don't want to mess up my championship as well.
And he's on double duty as well today, Chris Dyson. He's also doing the Xfinity race as well, so it's a busy day as they fire through turn 1 again. And Dyson very aggressive as we go on board with Ernie Francis Jr. And while he's looking in his mirrors, he's in control of this race here at Mid-Ohio. He pulls on the belts once again, our leader. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back from Mid-Ohio after this. To the action of the FirstEnergy Trans Am 100 for TA, and a really good battle here for the podium, and Andretti with the flames coming out of that Corvette all over Peterson. As we look a little further back, there's Larry Funk being lapped by Pintarik and Ruman all over the back of Pintarik. Now where would she might have a go at Pintarik, do you think?
I think she's going to have to wait until after the S's and get on that Thunder Valley. But it looks like Pintarik's really holding Ruman up right now.
No question about it. Amy Ruman, her home race, really. These next 2 here at Mid-Ohio and Road America, she considers her home race. She's had a big history here as we go on board with Amy Ruman. And she can't get past Pintarik at the moment. He's holding her up. And this is going to make for some interesting racing as the race goes on. And look who's joined. Boris Said from the back. In that Weaver car, coming from nowhere, quite literally. He had no qualifying, had to start at the back, did a couple of hardship laps, and he's out there and now challenging Ruman.
Yeah, and Ruman looks like she's going to finally get past Pintarik, which is good. I know she's probably frustrated, as I would be, because you got Boris Said breathing down your neck.
Yeah, no kidding. Into turn 4 she goes. She gets past Pintarik, and I think that Boris Said will want to get past as soon as he can too. Pintarik definitely slower than both Ruman and Boris Said. As you can see, trying to take different lines and trying to get past as soon as he can. This has been a good run, but it's a classic Boris Said weekend, isn't it, really?
Yeah, of course. Come from the back and get on podium or win the race. So he's something else when it comes to Mid-Ohio.
No kidding. Here comes Andretti again on Peterson. Peterson's been under pressure for the whole race so far. And Andretti, as you can see, breathing flames and all over the back of Peterson again as they come through 5. It's too tight to make an overtake through here, I think. And you've just got to wait, like you say, probably to get through Thunder Valley, and then maybe as it opens up, there's not much room at the carousel either. The most obvious would be turn 1, and as you can see, exactly what he's playing with. He's just lining himself up for an overtake.
Yeah, and you can clearly see Andretti's much faster than Peterson, so it's only going to be a matter of time. He's probably just wearing him down, making him look in his mirrors at this point.
Coming towards the carousel now, Peterson with the number 17 in his mirrors, and again, as they come into the carousel, look at the pace that Andretti's got. Surely he's going to get good drive out of here and make a move. As we go on board now with Adam Andretti. Under the bridge at turn one, a classic overtake. We've seen IndyCar and now Trans Am so many times before with that overtake down towards the keyhole now, but a good, clean move by Andretti to go into third.
Yeah, and that was just him biding his time, setting Peterson up to get that perfect pass.
It's been a good run from Andretti. He didn't start the season and came in at Indianapolis. Never easy to come into a series halfway through. And look at this, Boris Said getting through on Amy Ruman. So no surprise then that Ruman and Pintaric gone, and Ruman now with Boris Said to deal with, and Peterson's gone. Peterson's out, and that is going to change everything at the front. So the mechanical problem for Peterson as he comes in the pits, back with Dyson as he chases down Ernie Francis Jr. But now, as you said earlier, Boris Said got a chance of a podium now in the closing stages of this race, but still, Dyson trying to chase down Francis Jr., but the gap now has increased, if anything, and it's a good reaction from Francis Jr.
Yeah, and I think both Boris and Dyson, you never want to wish a caution, but it's kind of like, maybe we need to reset this a little bit. Looks like Ernie Francis is pulling away very steadily throughout this race.
Yeah, the last thing Francis needs now is a caution, because Dyson would get right up to the back of him. And this has been an interesting race, good battles throughout. And here we go, Dyson trying to chase him down the back straight. Back with Ruman and Boris Said. She's not letting Boris get too far ahead so far, and she'll be hoping for a caution too. But the Manicals, number 23 of Amy Ruman, as we go on board with her. Looks like she's got some sort of fluid that's not rain, because it's definitely not been raining here. But now she's gone past Said, and that looked like a mechanical to me.
Yeah, it looks like Boris broke something or either thought he was going to break something and just went ahead and pulled in.
Yeah, he slowed right down there. Dyson's caught up now with Francis Jr. He's pulled in. What a shame. Boris Said from the back, and now the race over for him. And it was a brand new car with no testing, so they did a good run, but he's out of this race, and we'll take a short break. We'll be back from Mid-Ohio after this. Welcome back to Mid-Ohio, where our TA race is in full swing. Let's talk to our contenders about how to win.
It's hard to pass here. We got to improvise and make some moves happen. I think it's going to be a hell of a race.
Yeah, we've been trying to claw ourselves back after the first couple races that we had. They weren't the best for us. It comes down to just chassis setup and then driver behind the wheel.
Now, let's see if they can put the theory into practice, because they need to do some passing here. They're behind David Pintaric in the Cadillac, and this is crucial. Francis Jr. now has got Dyson right behind him, but he can't get past Pintaric.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some conversations in the pits after this race with Pintaric, because I know Ernie does not want Dyson to catch up to them right now.
No, and this is playing into Dyson's hands perfectly, because he was quite some way behind Francis Jr., and now look at him. He's all over the back of him, and try as he might, Francis Jr. just can't get by, and Pintaric is really, really causing a problem here for Ernie Francis Jr. You can almost see how frustrated he is by the movement of the car behind. And into turn one they come, and still, as they head towards the keyhole, no change.
No, and Ernie's going to try here, I hope. If I were him, I would, because it's very frustrating, yeah.
And here comes Dyson on Francis Jr. Oh, for a moment then, Dyson tried to go around the outside of the keyhole, might get him down the back straight.
Yeah, and other than a caution, this is the best case scenario for Dyson to catch up to Ernie Francis on a lapped car.
Well, Pintaric not really using his mirrors in that last lap. Hopefully on this long straight he's got time to relax and see that he's got the championship leaders and the race leaders right behind him. They're going to turn four. Amy Ruman, though, maybe he's focusing on her because she's just ahead of Pintaric. And still, a little nudge there from Francis Jr. Well, if you didn't know he was there now, he does now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, I'm here. You need to move over now.
Tough racing in Trans Am, but that's how we love it here. And Francis Jr. aware that he could lose the lead to Dyson if he's not careful and doesn't get past Pintaric soon. And then they'll have to get past Amy Ruman as well. This is starting to get a little frenetic here at the front, and stress You can see for Francis Jr. here, under pressure now from Dyson, and it just needs Dyson to get through and get past Pantaric, and he's got this race. Francis knows it. He's trying to come alongside of the carousel. Can't make a move there. Maybe at turn 1. That's the next best overtake. But here comes Dyson on Francis, round the outside at turn 1. Can't quite pull it off. What great racing. Now down towards the keyhole.
Yeah, and
oh, no! And a caution comes out. Oh, a big hit. Larry Funk hits the barrier by the looks of things. That's a nasty incident. He was leading the GT class, and as you can see, the leaders going through. We'll have another look at it. What happened here?
yeah, it looks like he dropped wheels and just kept his foot in it and turned him around there.
What was he thinking?
I'm not sure. I think he just kept his foot in it and it caught the grass and spun him around.
Yeah, you'd think he let off a little, but he didn't. He just kept his... I guess he was trying to pile through, but that is a very, very fast corner. Thunder Valley, and it just got thundered by Larry Funk. Okay, so that's going to bring out the caution that now this is terrible news for Ernie Francis Jr. because, look, he's going past the incident, and any racing driver will know that that is not a quick incident to clean up. And we're now running out of time for the race itself. It's a 100-mile race or a timed race, and it now well could be that we finish under caution because, you know, there's no time to get that car cleared away. But we may get one lap sprint, and if we do, then Dyson's got a chance of winning this race.
Yeah, and Dyson will be pretty aggressive if we do get that one lap. But right now, if I'm Ernie Francis, I'm smiling, hoping they end it. And if I'm Dyson, I'm like, let's get this car off the dang track.
Well, they've done a good job of getting it away, but will we have time? It's really now a race against time. And Francis Jr. looking for a win, an important win it'll be if they do finish under caution. And Dyson just hoping, praying to get another lap in. Same for the SGTs as well, but GTs has ended quite abruptly. And yes, it's going to be a checkered flag caution finish. And Ernie Francis Jr. is going to win at Mid-Ohio. A very, very important win to close the gap on Chris Dyson, who takes second, Adam Andretti taking third, and Amy Ruben in fourth place.
Me and Dyson were really close on lap times, and we were just running back and forth with each other. Lap traffic really held us up there towards the end of that race. We were struggling. I don't think a lot of the guys saw the blue and yellow flags out there, so that was kind of tough, but we had a really great race. Our frameless shower doors Ford Mustang was awesome. Can't thank everyone at Breathless enough. They did a great job on the car. The car was flawless all weekend. We're pretty much fastest in every session we did, and can't wait to take this over to Road America.
And no question that Ernie Francis Jr. is in the mood. Just 5 points behind Chris Dyson now. Amy Ruman still third, Simon Gregg fourth, David Pantaric in fifth place. Now, there was plenty of action also in the SGT class. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with that after this.
The Trans Am Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Pirelli. Power is nothing without control. And by AEM, engineered to outperform.
Welcome back to Mid-Ohio. Now racing alongside the TAs were the SGT class, where one man is making a strong comeback.
I actually won the 1985 National Championship in Pro Formula Mazda. You get married, you start a new business, you have kids, and I took a 27-year layoff.
Well, it certainly hasn't slowed him down because Ken Thwaite starts on the front row alongside the championship leader Mark Bowden, and then it's Tim Kesman, Tom Herb, Brian Kleeman, Milton Grant, and Curtis Utzon in again the rolling start behind the TA start. Green flag waves, away we go. Mark Bowden then will lead him away. Good start by Ken Thwaite, so in the Audi on the outside. Bowden should have the better line as they dive towards the corner, but here comes Ken Thwaite in the Audi. Tries to turn it in, but through into the lead goes Mark Bowden. And Tim Kesman already looking aggressive as he comes alongside Thwaites, trying to squeeze his way through, and if he gets through there, that'll be impressive. Oh, and a touch there, and that almost spun Thwaites round. So very aggressive by Tim Kleeman. Take another look at that. Comes alongside, and then just dings in, and you can see he lost steering for a moment there, Thwaites. Well, everything did settle down after that drama in the opening laps, but Bowden extending that lead over Kesman in second place, and Thwaites not letting him go, and Tom Herb joining the battle in fourth place. And as you can see, the Audi R8 of Ken Thwaites not letting Kesman go, likewise allowing Tom Herb to get into this battle as we go on board with Tom Hurd in the Porsche. Now, coming into Mid-Ohio, Mark Bowden had a 20-point lead over Brian Kleeman, who drives the Ford Mustang. Then it was Lee Saunders, Chris Utzon, Tom Herb, and then Kesman in 8th position, the man we're on board with now, and then Ken Thwaites, who only joined the championship at the Indianapolis race, so this only his second outing, but he's looking good for another podium here. Just joining this battle at the back now, the man second in the championship, Brian Kleeman in that Ford Mustang, as they head now down towards turn 4. And it looks as though Ken Thwaites in the all-black Audi is going to try to make a move. He's going around the outside. Kesman was very aggressive at the start of the race, and I think it's payback time. Oh, it is. They touch again. That's the second time they've touched. Let's take another look at it. Well, Thwaites said, anything you can do, I'll do it too. And he squeezes through. Nicely done by Thwaites. Meanwhile, there in the GT class, the lone runner, that's Larry Funk in the Ford Mustang. Pretty much on his own at the moment. And here is our leader in SGT, Mark Bowden. And he'll extend that 20-point lead now, and he's been in a world of his own. He's only worried about back markers now, but I don't think there's too many there. And he should be worried, I suppose, about the TA boys coming through, because, of course, they race the TA and the SGT class together. So eventually, we expect the likes of Ernie Francis Jr. As here comes Ken Thwaites, just passing the GT man, Larry Funk, and going in pursuit of Mark Bowden. He's on his own, too. He'll be hoping for some cautions, I'm sure. Might just get them here on a weekend that we've seen plenty of action. This has been a great return after 27 years for Ken Thwaites. Hasn't lost any of his speed, and he's got a beautiful Audi R8 to go racing with. Meanwhile, I'll bet Larry Funk is having fun in the Ford Mustang, and I just saw Francis Jr. in the background. So here come the TA leaders now to come past our battle, and this is where it gets crucial for SGT, because TA are a lot faster, as you can see. Tom Herb getting out of the way of Ernie Francis Jr., but he's got to keep a look at his mirrors, because he's in his own race for his own championship. Brugos, Chris Dyson as well. And Mark Bowden showing no signs of slowing down and on course for another victory here at Mid-Ohio. Leads the championship at the moment, and I can't really see anybody stopping him. This has been a relatively easy run for the Porsche 911 full line car, and he should, bar any cautions, cruise to victory ahead of Ken Thwaites. And then this man, Tim Kesman, has got a good gap, as you can see, from third to fourth place, where there is Tom Herb chasing him down. Now we do have a caution, and that could change the complexion of this race dramatically. Oh, and it's Larry Funk in the GT class, has smashed into the wall by the looks of things. Let's see what happens. He comes into Thunder Valley, very hot, doesn't let off, and then just spins it on the dirt and then straight into the opposite barrier, destroying the car and bringing out the safety car. Not a surprise. And sure enough, the race will finish under safety, and that means that Mark Bowden will win once again here at Mid-Ohio and extend his lead in the championship. Ken Thwaites taking second place, Tim Kesman third place, Tom Herb fourth, and Milton Grant in fifth. So let's hear from our race winner and championship leader, Mark Bowden.
The fall line Porsche was just awesome. Dead consistent. The Pirelli tires were fantastic. Just banging off laps and not very consistent the whole run.
So Mark Bowden now on 122 points. Kleeman still second. Lee Saunders third. Chris Utzon, Tom Herb moving up the board, as is Tim Kesman now in 8th position. Now we'll take a short break. We'll be back with all the action from TA2 after this. Welcome back to Trans Am presented by Pirelli from Mid-Ohio as we turn our attention now to TA2. It's been a great season so far, and Mark Miller is dominating the way. Dylan McAvern keeping him honest on 1.52. Rafa Matos has hit some form, and so too has Scott Lagasse Jr. in 5th place.
The strengths and weaknesses that we have here, we have to capitalize on. The track is very, very tight, very technical, and it'll bite you pretty quick. That will take you out of the race, and you have to have that mindset going in here where you have to be fast and consistent and good on a long run, but you also better put a good lap down in the first 2 laps, because otherwise you're going to have 10 guys, 10 young, fast drivers all over your rear bumper, and you need to capitalize on a little bit of everything.
This is a very demanding track, a track that you're constantly battling the corners and the curves. The most important sector is the back straightaway. That's where you know it leads to most of the overtaking. So you gotta be very good in exiting the carousel. The opposite is last year. We're hunting down Mark Miller. But I think the championship is wide open. Anything can happen.
Great opportunity then for Rafa Matos, who starts pole ahead of the championship leader Mark Miller, then Scott Lagasse Jr., Misha Goikenberg, Thomas Merrill, Justin Haley, Ty Gibbs and Dylan McAvern with a lot of work to do. And he, of course, fighting for the championship. Rolling start again here at Mid-Ohio for that run down to turn 4. Rafa Matos in a great position, perfect conditions here. There's the green flag. Jake, who's going to get the drag race run towards 4?
I don't know. Matos has the advantage, but Miller gets around him.
Great start from Mark Miller, and that's just what he wanted, because of course losing out in qualifying, the championship leader knows just what Matos can do. The champion Rafa Matos from last year not having as good a season as we go on board with Thomas Merrill in 4th position over the hills and down towards the S's for the first time. Huge field which includes several Xfinity drivers. Lagasse Jr. squeezing into 3rd place, Matos still 2nd. Rubbing onto the dirt for a moment there, but it's a massive field. It's going to be a good race, this, but they're going to have to worry about traffic as we look back from Rafa Matos as they go under the Honda Bridge one more time and down towards the keyhole.
Yeah, and like we've seen in past races, when the Xfinity guys come and jump in these cars, it can put a big wrench in the whole point system.
Certainly makes it exciting, and it certainly makes it more competitive. But talking of competitive, look at this, number 92, Scott Lagasse Jr., side by side with Rafa Matos. Matos tries to outbrake him as they go through the flat-out section here, and this is going to be nip and tuck towards 4. Lagasse's got the advantage surely on the inside.
I think Lagasse's got him for sure, and he's going to bring
Thomas Merrill with him by the looks of things. Merrill looking up the inside, and he's going to be side by side. He hits the curb, and Rafa Matos didn't know he was in a war, but he is now. And round the outside goes Merrill. Matos trying to hold on, but he's going to lose 2 places. Lagasse goes through, so does Merrill.
And Justin Haley was looking to knock on the door as well.
Yeah, that was a tough period there for Matos. He was looking nice and strong in 3rd place. He's lost 2 places. There's Misha Goikenberg in the all-blue number 10. He too is battling hard, but this is a good start. Mark Miller starting to pull away, but now Lagasse Jr. will try and reel him in. Thomas Merrill gets up to 3rd place. Matos dropping to 4th. There's Dylan McAvern just behind Goikenberg there. And of course McAvern 2nd in the championship and looking for as many points as possible here. But he wants to get past Goikenberg as quickly as possible. Here's Mark Miller, the clear view for him out at front. But this prefix car has been brilliant all season long, and Mark Miller, a changed man.
Yeah, last year he had a rocky season, but this year he's pretty much been dominating.
Yeah, and at the moment he holds a 30-point lead at this stage and looking to increase that. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with more from Mid-Ohio after this. Welcome back to the FirstEnergy Muscle Car Challenge from Mid-Ohio, and it looks like a problem for the number 28. That's Riley Herbst going slowly, and I think he's got a puncture front right. He definitely slowed right down. Mark Miller continues to lead at the front. Scott Lagasse Jr. and Thomas Merrill trying to chase him down. Dylan McAvern finally making a move on Misha Goikenberg in the number 10. A little nudge there by McAvern, who's trying to get past, but this is good defensive driving from Misha Goikenberg, and Riley does come in.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little more than just a right front flat. There looks like a lot of damage on the right side.
I think he's got a hit. I think for sure he's got a hit. But back to the racing. Mark Miller pulling away at the front. Legacy Jr. under pressure from Merrill. Here's that battle between Goikerberg and McAvern. McAvern all over him. And Rafa Matos also under pressure by one of the youngsters. That is number 99. That's Justin Haley from North Carolina. He'll be in the Xfinity race. A lot of the Xfinity drivers here, as we said, to kind of jumble things up. Rafa Matos is cooler there, rattling about. I hope that doesn't affect his six-pack. But he'll be okay. He'll be drinking that at the end, I'm sure. But Haley all over the back of him now. Rafa Matos knows he's in a battle. It's hard to defend here, and it's hard to get past here. It's two of the same.
Exactly, and as we've seen last year, Matos is really good at being that Iceman kind of guy when he's under pressure.
Down the back straight comes McAvern. He's got the better, surely, of Goikerberg this time. Certainly in terms of position coming into fourth, you'd think that McAvern's got him, but Misha Goikerberg comes back.
Yep, all about the braking here. I think McAvern is going to be able to do it, but again, just barely.
Tight, and he gets through. Nicely done by Dylan McAvern to finally get past Misha Goikerberg, and he did it at 4. That's a classic overtake here at Mid-Ohio. And Goikerberg under pressure again, this time from the number 55. That's Max Nufa trying to have a go at him at the keyhole, and it's going to be another long run down that back straight as we go back with Merrill and Matos as they fight for position. And again, Jake, this is a great position for Matos for an overtake.
Yeah, he definitely has the advantage as we come under braking. He's just got to outbrake Merrill.
Here they come, and Matos getting through, and Merrill having to hold off for that moment. And now it looks as though more drivers getting involved in this battle. It's a three-way battle now. Matos has got his hands full because here comes the number 99 of Justin Haley as well. Back with Thomas Merrill. And you can see how much he's working that wheel. Oh, he got a slide there. That's not going to help him as Haley comes all over the back of him again. And Haley almost pushing him around the circuit now. And Merrill in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like he's might be driving in his mirrors a little bit. I don't think Haley's going to make very long work of him.
Well, it looks to me as though Merrill's sliding as well. I think his tyres are also starting to go because it looks as though Haley's got a lot more grip as they come across the line and down towards turn 1 again. But the pressure on, and now it's a three-way battle, and those Xfinity boys are making their presence felt. The top three, though, Miller, Lagasse Jr. and Matos. And then the battle here, Merrill under pressure at the keyhole, holding them off at the moment in that Ford Mustang. Doing a good job so far.
Yeah, it looks like Haley went a little wide there and lost a little bit of ground on Merrill.
Ty Gibbs just behind them, and he too will pass if he gets a chance. Oh no, at the keyhole, drama, as it looks as though Jacob Mosley in the number 17 has come together with Barry Bowes, who's got turned around, and sure enough, that's going to bring out the safety car. And Jake, I'm not sure what happened here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Mosley doesn't look like he is close enough, but I think he just went in too hard and tried to not run in the back of him, and they made contact.
Yeah, he looked as though he's going to try and make a move up the inside, then thought better of it, and couldn't avoid him, really. And Barry Bowes, the man from Texas, just really a passenger here. And that's a big, big cleanup. And that's going to bring out the safety car. And poor old Mark Miller, having had that advantage, has got to do it all again. Lagasse there, right there with him. Matos there, Merrill there. So it's going to be an interesting restart. Mark Miller has dominated this race, but I think he's going to have to do it all again. And away he goes again. He's got a good restart, and that's 1+ for Mark Miller. He's been able to get away well in his Challenger and done it again here at the restart.
Yeah, if I'm Mark Miller, every time I see the caution flag, I imagine him in the helmet going, oh, really?
So 1, 2, 3 the same again. Merrill looking up the inside of Matos as they go through the keyhole. And back with Dylan McAvern, who's made a couple of places up already, and now he's getting past Ty Gibbs. Oh, Gibbs looks as though he slowed right down. One of the Xfinity drivers. What Gibbs, I wonder?
Looks like a mechanical for sure. He just kind of pulled off to the right there.
Matos looking back from him at Thomas Merrill's. They dive into 4 again and back up the hill. Quick nudge on the curbs there. Just unsettling the car, and that's why Merrill's right there with him. Good racing this, and Miller starting to stretch his legs again at the front. McAvern looking for a way past, but he can't quite do it this time. It looks as though Ty Gibbs is out of this race. He slowed right down as we go back on board with the leader, Mark Miller. But a good run so far, and but for caution, he would be dominating this race.
Yeah, and his restarts have been awesome, and I think he just wants to get away from the rest of this field as fast as possible.
Especially Lagasse. This is hotting up into what should be a classic finish. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the FirstEnergy Muscle Car Challenge. The closing stages. Mark Miller's had to work for this one because Lagasse Jr. all over the back of him and Rafa Matos ready to pounce in third place. It's been a tough season for Rafa, the champion, but he's starting to get some points back, and another good strong finish here would help. We've still got a lot of races yet to go, Jake, and I still think this championship is up for grabs.
Yeah, well, not if Mark Miller keeps running the way he's running. I mean, he has just been on fire this season, but I think Scott Lagasse is going to make him earn this win. He is all over the back bumper.
Yeah, no question about it. Lagasse has been, since he got through the traffic, been very, very strong. They crossed the line again, and the gap between Matos and the lead is not far either, so he's still very much... Oh, no! Ty Gibbs definitely now out of this race, and that could cause another caution. But Gibbs, we saw him slowing down, and I don't know where he is there up that hill, but they've had to go and get him, and they'll have to tow him back. And sure enough, the caution comes out. Poor old Miller's got to do it again.
I know. I'm starting to feel bad for him at this point.
So, another restart for Mark Miller, another chance for the others to catch up. But Miller, so far, as you mentioned earlier, has been superb at getting off the line and away from the pack right from the restart. This is going to be an intriguing restart too, because we're running out of time here, Jake, and so Mark Miller's got to be a little bit nervous.
Yeah, you know, he's probably thinking, okay, they're looking at the time, they're looking at the laps. All right, this is the last one, so as long as he can nail this one, I think he's got this race in the bag.
Yeah, true enough, and so far he's been brilliant at those restarts, but he's got to do it right this time. And all the field trying to keep those tyres warm, that's essential too. It might be hot out there, but the tyre temperature goes down quickly. They're on board now with Justin Haley. Oh, Haley, what is he thinking?
I'm not sure what he was... It looks like he was not paying attention at all and just ran in the back of...
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get acceleration to get some temperature into the tyres. Here's a look from Dylan McAvern. Oh, and he hits the back of Haley as well, so double whammy for Haley.
What a little accordion effect. Maybe he was texting. I don't know what he was doing.
Don't text and drive, folks. That's for sure. Mark Miller then at the restart will lead the field again, but Lagasse Jr. will try to get a run on him here early on. The whole field now behind Miller, and here he goes under acceleration, and I think he's done it again, Jake.
Yeah, great restart by Mark Miller, and I think as long as nothing else happens, I think he's got it.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, what about Haley? Look at the damage to Haley's car. You can see the back of the car hanging off there, and he's still under speed, though. McAvern's given up the ghost. He's going in, and they'll try to get him back out before the end of the race, and sure enough, the mechanic's trying to fix it as quickly as can. That's not a high-end technique, but it'll work.
Yeah, it'll work. Put some duct tape on it.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So, Lagasse Jr. did get away well. Oh, no! More drama. Dust and dirt flying up there. That's the number 28 of Riley Herbst. He was in trouble before, the man from Las Vegas, but he's gambled wrong there, and he's in the gravel. And that could bring out another safety, you know, and Mark Miller must be cursing, because this race is never ending for him.
Yeah, as long as he's not in the way of another car getting to him, they might keep the green flag out, as Lagasse all over.
Yeah, this is
Mark
as close
Miller.
as Lagasse's been. This is good racing. Lagasse all over the back of Miller now, who's led this race throughout. But Lagasse with his best opportunity for an overtake now on Miller, who's under massive pressure now in the Dodge Challenger, but holding off Lagasse Jr. at the moment in the number 92. Matos has caught up in third place. Onto the straight they come again, and this is going to be Lagasse Jr.'s best hope. Oh no! Out comes the caution again! And not a big surprise, because I don't think... Oh, there's another incident. It's Justin Haley. Not a surprise. He had a bump at the front, a bump at the back, and now he's bumped himself out.
Yeah, he's been very, very aggressive this whole race, so I'm not sure. Let's see what happened here.
I think maybe some fluid, because you can see there's damage, there's smoke pouring out of the car, and I think he's just slid off on his own fluid there.
Oh, yeah, that or something broke. It just looks like that puff of white smoke, and then he just went off track.
Yeah, well, we said the Xfinity boys will make their impact, and they have done on this race, because we're under caution again, and Mark Miller has got to do it all again. And Lagasse Jr., well, he was so close to making an overtake last time out, and Miller's got to get away from him now. Like a scared cat, he's going to pull away one more time. Miller leads the way. Lagasse gets a little bit of a swerve on there. Didn't get the drive he wanted. He tried to put full power, and he just went sideways for a second.
Yeah, and that almost opened the door for Matos to take away second place.
So Miller leads down towards the keyhole in the Dodge Challenger. This is a great TA2 wrestling match, literally. FirstEnergy Muscle Car Challenge, and Matos now all over the back of Lagasse because Miller has got away. And another brilliant restart from Mark Miller, and he's got this now, and it's really now a question of who's going to take second place, because Matos has got to run by the looks of things. And look at the grills full of grass, both of them, and it's going to lead to overheating if they're not careful.
Yeah, and last year they had a big problem. A lot of cars came in for overheating, so that's definitely something they need to be aware of.
Miller in traffic now, and he's got to make sure on this last lap that he gets through the back markers, because that could slow him up, but he's got a decent enough gap, and I think Matos is going to be worried more about his own battle rather than Mark Miller, who has got a decent enough gap here as they get through and sort of weave their way through. Lagasse Jr. through, Matos through the back marker too. That's how it should finish if Mark Miller just tidies the last few corners and gets to the line, but it's going to be a deserved win if he does do it.
Absolutely. I think he's got a big enough lead now to where he can maybe relax just a little bit, not too much.
A race full of cautions for Mark Miller, mainly due to the Xfinity boys, but Mark Miller is going to march on to what is another superb performance here at Mid-Ohio. He comes into the carousel for the last time, and now he'll see the checkered flag. Mark Miller, the championship leader, takes another one here at Mid-Ohio. Second place goes to Lagasse Jr., and third is Rafa Matos, keeping himself in contention for the championship. Great stuff from Mark Miller. Boy, did he have to work for that one. Great race by Miller in the prefix Dodge Challenger, holding off what was a real battle there between himself and Scott Lagasse Jr. Rafa Matos takes third, Thomas Merrill fourth, and Misha Goikerberg rounds out the top five.
The goal is to be aggressive and to not treat the races like you were trying to race for a championship, but treat the races like you want to win. And that's been my mindset since Detroit, and it's working for me, so I'm going to keep doing that.
Well, Mark Miller extending his lead out to 216 points, Dylan McIvern on 155, and now Rafa Matos just 2 behind him, and Scott Lagasse Jr. also vying for a top 3 finish at the end of the season. It's been a great weekend from Mid-Ohio, and up next, it's Road America, another iconic track. So plenty more great racing to come from the 2019 Trans Am Series, presented by Pirelli. For Greenlight Television and our entire crew, I'm Jonathan Green, and this has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.